there's nothing worse than not recognising someone when you really should know them. And I have to say, it's hard for me because, I don't want to sort of blow my own trumpet, but I'm very recognisable. Even if I wasn't in every Echo for the last decade, and pictures of me on fridges of cafes and, roadside signs and various notorious places like that. If you weren't inundated with my image, it's hard to forget a giant 6-foot woman with big blonde hair. It sounds a bit like a tranny. It's like, clearly I'm going to make some sort of impact unless you're living in a tribe of giant Amazonian trannies. And then you go, oh, just another one of those. So I'm clearly at a disadvantage my whole life because people seem to remember me. Even, my whole, I don't know. Happened the other day, I ran into this woman. Oh my God, my voice is freaking me out. But I ran into this woman and she starts coming, I see her coming at me and I saw the look on her face. It was that look of, I haven't seen you for ages, the arms are open and it's like, Mandy! And she's coming at me. I'm like, oh my fucking God, who the fuck are you? And I don't do that. I don't show that back. I go, wow! With that slight question mark in the voice, hoping she'll give some indication of who she is. Something's going to happen when we meet. And I'm sort of mirroring her and she grabs me in this embrace and I'm like, oh my God, no idea who you are. Clearly we know each other quite well. She's quite fond of me and she's a little bit stinky. But, she's got me quite tight. So I just blew some snot out my nose. That's delightful. Don't worry, that's why you wear one of these. And I totally don't know who this woman is. I have no idea. And I'm going, oh my God, if I sniff her, is there some sort of recollection? I'm waiting for a clue. I'm sort of, nothing is ringing any bells. Nothing at all. And then she starts asking me questions about the kids. I'm like, oh my God, she knows my kids. Where does she know me from? And then I start going, oh, they're really good. Using lots of rising inflections that you use when the conversation is meaningless. And I can't wait to get out of this. And we talk about the kids and I toss some funny anecdotes. And she said, oh, yeah, that's great. It's good to hear. And how's your mum? She knows my mum? Anyway, the whole end of the conversation, I'm there for an hour having coffee with this woman. In the end, she gets me a coffee. And I'm having to ask her questions about her life. But I don't actually even really know who she is. So I'm just keeping them really open-ended. So, did it kind of, what did you end up, did you change what you were doing? Where did you go? Kind of like really loose shit. Anyway, we left and she said, it's so great to see you again. I hope we see each other. And I still don't know who she is. But clearly I had meaning. I felt really bad because it kind of meant that if I'd actually been honest, if I'd actually walked my truth, I would have said to her, look, I'm really sorry. I have no idea who you are. But that's kind of cruel. Imagine saying that to someone who has remembered you. And she said, I often think of you. Often thinks of me. She, who I don't know, often thinks of me. I think either she's a stalker or I've got some sort of memory problem, perhaps, and I thought I could say, oh, look, I'm so sorry, since we saw each other, I've had a bit of a brain injury, I can't quite remember you. But I thought that's, probably not the great thing to do. But anyway, I just accepted the fact I'd bullshit my way through and I hope she won't catch me out. I hope she's not watching this, actually. She'll know who she is. And then maybe she'll contact me and tell me who she is. And what I do now, this has happened to me all my life, I forget people's names a lot, and usually my partner he's really good at, he's very good at, aren't you? There he is over there. There he is. I still recognise him. But he's very good at, what do? You tell people what you do, John, when I don't know someone.
I say I forget.
It's like he needs to go, you don't say I forget. Oh yeah, you come up. He recognises my distress, don't you?
Yeah, so I forget who you are. Who are you?
Not to me. He doesn't say that to
No,
me. He doesn't say I forget to me, because clearly we'd be like two demented people banging in the night. No, John says, we sort of are sometimes. He says, oh my God, he interrupts and goes, oh, Mandy, who's this? My name's John, blah, blah, blah. And he does it for me, which is good, which I really appreciate.
Oh, is that what I do? Thank you for reminding me.
We don't need him anymore. Anyway, he's just sitting there to tell me who I am if I forget. But this, what I do though, is it's happening more and I've become really proactive. The other day I was in a cafe and the maitre d' came to seat me and he looked at me with a look of recognition in his face, like it came over like that. And I actually kissed him hello and it kind of freaked him out and I realised he just looked, I thought he was coming to say hello to me. And I was like so overly familiar. He was really, I'm like, and I was sort of embarrassed because I realised we didn't actually know each other at all. It was really awkward. Now every time I see this guy, he thinks I'm going to kiss him hello because we don't know each other and it's like, oh, sorry about that. That was just me thinking it was someone else. And I went to be familiar to cover my lack of knowledge and realised I've kissed someone I don't know at all. He thinks I'm a very, very over-touchy person. Happened the other day, another one when I was up in Harvey Bay at a gig and I went to school around there. I was expecting this to happen to me. I was ready because I thought all these people are going to be coming that were school friends and they're going to be coming up to me going, oh, Mandy, it's so great to see you. And I'm going to go, oh, wow, you look really amazing, whoever you are. So I was ready, right? And this woman came up and she comes up and she goes, once again, she goes, Mandy, and she's got a name tag on, which is amazing because in my ideal world, everyone wears name tags. And she's got a name tag on. I go, Diana! And I'm going up like to give her a hug, like the other guy. And I didn't actually go to school with her. She's the woman from the RSL who's seen me in the poster. And she's telling me she's come to check I'm there for the gig. Anyway, she was a little bit taken back because I hugged her. And I told her she hadn't aged at all. And she was like, oh, thanks. But, no, it wasn't going well. This has happened, it's not just age it's doing, this happened to me I think it was about, I don't know, not that long ago, maybe 5 years ago or something, and I'm at this gallery, and I'm having small talk with people, I didn't even know that was in Sydney, and I'm very good at talking to strangers because I'm, chat, and halfway through the conversation, this guy goes, you don't remember me, do you, Mandy? And I went, No, I don't actually. And he goes, it's Carl. I go, Carl! Oh, yeah, Carl! And I'm like, I have no idea who Carl is. And then I go, oh, Carl. And then I remember that 15 years before, we'd had some sort of wild 2-week sexual liaison. And I go, oh, Carl, we had sex. Right? And then everyone laughed because it's funny, sort of, because it was inappropriate. And this woman's just looking at me. And I looked at her and I went, oh, did I have sex with you too? And she goes, no, I'm Carl's wife. And I remembered the reason why it was a 2-week kind of thing, because Carl was married. So I said, I'm so sorry, Carl. You have to excuse me. I've had a brain injury. And then I ran away.